Did y'all see the latest Resilient Jenkins video? If not, let's talk about it. So, in Stephanie's latest video that she uploaded, she is pretending and mocking people who work actual jobs. Now, I will say in the beginning it was very convincing until she started showing different little signs posted around the motel room with names and room numbers and saying that they were her patients. And the patients were her children. She gave them each a different name, a room number, and told us what they were having symptoms of. So let me get this straight, Stephanie. You are mocking people who work actual jobs to pay actual bills, to pay for actual vehicles with their actual money that they make with their actual jobs. While you and your family of 7 is living in a motel room.
Today's tea is messy. All right, so let's talk about Stephanie Jenkins and this whole GoFundMe chaos because, whew, it's giving confusion. Allegedly, her husband Drew Jenkins said something on live about what they were planning to do with that GoFundMe money, and now Stephanie's basically doing damage control. Like, she's out here trying to clear things up, but honestly, the more she talks, the worse it sounds. So here's what went down. Drew goes live, starts talking about this GoFundMe, right? And people are like, wait, what exactly are y'all doing with that money? And then suddenly, Stephanie's out here explaining that she apparently hasn't even had access to the GoFundMe funds. And now she's trying to, convince everyone to donate again. But this time, it's for her kids' Christmas. She's saying things like, you guys, Christmas is coming up. We just want to get the kids gifts. Which, okay, that would be sweet if it wasn't for the fact that the GoFundMe was originally supposed to be for legal fees, like to fight for custody of Deshawn. Remember that? Yeah, apparently that's not the priority anymore. And now she's like, can we just, use the money for urban air or Christmas gifts? Girl, what?
Stephanie made a video to talk about what happened to her GoFundMe. Babe, we mass reported it. That's what happened to your GoFundMe. We didn't need an explanation. We the one that did it. We already knew. They ain't gonna continue to say in the video, telling us it wasn't enough for lawyers or anything like that. So they were gonna try to ask us, was it okay if they used the funds for things that the kids needed for Christmas? Bitch, you just bought a $250 Ninja air fryer. Use that for Christmas. You have kitchen tools that I dream of having, and you want me to help you for y'all's Christmas? Christmas is on the same day every year. You should have been prepared. And then you post a video of unboxing this air fryer, which I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I looked it up for a used one, like you say it was used, it's like $150, but still. Then you post a video talking about some kind souls left clothes for Bubba's. Why you couldn't buy those clothes? Bubba's be walking around in a 4XL t-shirt that's covered in filth, literally dirt from head to toe. It took a stranger from the internet to give this poor baby some clothes, which honestly, you probably the one that bought those clothes and just set it up as Ragebait because you knew it was going to piss people off if you bought that oven and then had said someone had donated some clothes. And then here gonna come a video telling I don't understand why nobody likes me. Bitch, you know why we don't fucking like you.
It's wild because, people are side-eyeing her hard right now. She literally just dropped over $250 on this new appliance, an air fryer or a ninja thing, whatever it was, for herself so she can make content. And it's like, priorities, Stephanie. And the funniest part? Everyone was congratulating her on this so-called new job. Like, they really thought sis was out here getting her bag. But plot twist, she wasn't talking about a real job. She literally meant her job as a mom. She even made this big post like, I'm so excited to share that I started a new position at a memory care facility, which sounded legit, until people realized she was comparing it to being a stay-at-home mom again. Like, she was out here talking about 5 residents with different diagnoses, and everyone's thinking, oh, okay, healthcare queen. But nah, those residents were her kids. Girl, I cannot. And honestly, what makes it even wilder is that another creator, someone who actually has a job, came online and was like, no, because I really did start a new job, went to work, came home, and still did double what you're pretending to do. That one stung. Like, Stephanie's on the internet pretending she's clocking in somewhere while her family's living in a motel. It's honestly kind of sad, because if she really cared about her kid's situation, she'd be working 3 jobs by now, not playing pretend boss mom on TikTok. Let's be real, they've been in that motel for what, 8 months, maybe more? And nothing's changed. Not the room, not the vibe, not the situation. People are over it.
Hey y'all, I'm sorry if this is kind of crappy lighting, but I just really wanted to take a minute and reach out and say this because I'm sure some people are kind of curious like what happened to our GoFundMe. So let me take a second and say I tried to log back into it a month or so ago and it told me the account did not exist. I looked into my email that I set up the account with and I didn't even have like an activation email or anything like that. It really looked like I just did not set that account up, period. So what I went ahead and did just to kind of test it out is I set an account up the exact same way I did before, same email, same username and everything, and it let me do it as if the account really does not exist. There wasn't anyone who set that up previously. And if you know us, you should know this was definitely some kind of phishing activity. Somebody knows what they did. But also I want to point out that you can go in there and see where that GoFundMe is and see that none of the donations have been used. It's still sitting at the balance of what it would be for every donation. I have been trying to figure out how to contact the GoFundMe site, and y'all, I'm really not the best at this stuff. That's why I try to be open and honest with you guys about it, because I'm not trying to scam anybody or be wrong with this money, but...
And girl, like, how embarrassing is it gonna be when your kids go to school and everyone's seen you online joking about having a job that doesn't even exist? That's not funny. That's just painful. Like, I get wanting to make content, but maybe, I don't know, get a stable home for your kids first. And the internet's been keeping receipts too. Folks are out here saying, okay, but why are you spending money on fancy appliances and garden stuff when your kids are out here needing clothes? Like, it's not adding up. Apparently, she takes some of the kids shopping, gets them each, like, a couple outfits, and then comes home empty-handed for the rest. Like, how do you even do that? I could never, as a mom, show up with stuff for one kid and nothing for the others. That's heartbreaking. People even had to send her kids clothes. Total strangers, mind you, because she wasn't prioritizing them. Someone online literally sent clothes for Momo and Atlas because she didn't. That's insane.
Only mouth-breathing Bethany would think it's funny to joke about getting an actual job while her kids live in a disgusting, bug-infested room at the motel shelter.
I'm dying to share this exciting news with y'all. Recently, I started a job back at another memory care facility. It's a smaller in-home care type setting with just 5 residents.
I was shocked, but I'm not going to lie, I was happy because I thought she actually got a job. I guess I should have known better. Jeremiah Thompson's wife loves this life, and no one can convince me otherwise. But she must be touched in the head to joke about this when her kids are forced to live a life of homelessness and neglect.
On that first night that I was there, after I had taken out the trash, I came back in to find that Gerald has actually woken back up.
I get that it's Ragebait because that's all she has at this point, but like this person said, I hope she remembers how funny this is on Christmas morning. Nothing to put under the tree, and 7 people still living at the shelter.
And don't even get me started on the whole air fryer situation. Girl, you spent $250, maybe more, on a second air fryer while begging for GoFundMe donations for Christmas money. Make it make sense. Even if that thing was refurbished, that's still money that could have gone toward new shoes, warm coats, even a little treat for the kids. Instead, she's out here cooking meatloaf for content. Like, Stephanie, your babies don't care about your air fryer setup. They just want clean clothes, a warm home, a little normality. And the saddest part, she actually had followers cheering her on, thinking she's turning her life around. Meanwhile, she's on camera mocking people who actually work real jobs. Okay, so apparently her latest video, the one that got everyone talking, she was pretending to work in some care facility again, but it was all a joke. Like, she literally made up names and symptoms for her kids, pretending they were her patients. Girl, that's not funny. You're out here making fun of people who work double shifts, pay real bills, and feed their families with their own money, while living off donations in a motel.
So there's a lot going on in this video. If you slow it down, you will be able to see. But Drew has a new hat. Baby has no shoes. There's no room for the oven toaster thingy. So I guess they'll put that in the back seat or do 2 or 3 hauls back and forth from this motel to the other motel. Like, at this point, y'all need to hurry up and find y'all somewhere to stay, because doing this every month has to be tiring. And that pumpkin sitting here on the porch for decorations, like, they just pissed me off so bad, bro.
And of course, after that, she comes online again with a new excuse for why she doesn't have GoFundMe access. Now it's because it got hacked. Allegedly, she's saying it's a phishing situation because they're so famous. Like, be so serious right now. People in the comments are not buying it. Everyone's basically saying, nah, you already spent that money. And honestly, that tracks. From what people are saying, it wasn't even a ton of money in the first place. Maybe a few $100s. But the point is, it's the principle. Like, stop lying. Stop begging for more when you clearly have funds for luxuries. And that's the part that has everyone heated. Because just 2 days before claiming she lost access to her GoFundMe, she was bragging about buying that $250 kitchen gadget. Plus, she admitted, proudly by the way, that she spends over $300 a month on gardening supplies. She even said, "We're not ashamed." Not ashamed. Girl, the audacity. People are out here struggling, losing food benefits, scraping money together to make Christmas happen for their kids. And she's out here buying appliances and expecting strangers to cover her kids' gifts.
What kind of world do we live in if Stephanie Jenkins is getting donations for her kids, but she just bought a $300 appliance for her kitchen? Talk about priorities. And I'm talking about Miss Lillian Jenkins Thompson. That's right, Miss Lillian Jenkins Thompson, who's still married to that PDF file. She's getting gifts, and people are surprising her at her doorstep with like clothes for Bubba. Why are people having to donate money to somebody who makes over $10K a month and does nothing? All she does is stay in her motel shelter, doesn't pay for the motel shelter, allegedly, because it's got to cover CYA. But that makes no sense, guys. Stop donating to her. I don't understand why people keep donating money to her. And she plays that sympathy card like, don't do it for me, do it for my children. It's not for her children, okay? Because if she really cared about them, she'd have accountability and she would stop smoking the devil's lettuce. But she's not. She's going to continue doing that. You guys are enabling her and buying herself expensive things for her and her baby daddy because they're not married.
Number, that's not being a hater, that's being realistic. And now everyone's finally catching on. Like, it's clicking that this whole "I need help for my kids" thing might be part of a pattern. Because, allegedly, Stephanie's been doing this kind of soft launch begging for a while. Like, slowly building up to another GoFundMe. She's easing people into it, saying things like, "Would it be okay if we used the leftover money for the kids?" And the answer from the internet is a big, loud no. Like, sis, if you're really making money from content, which she 100% is, by the way, you don't need to be asking for handouts. She's monetized across multiple platforms. She's always posting. She has time, internet, equipment. There's no reason she can't support her kids without begging. And then when people question her, she says, "Well, Drew and I are doing the best we can." But like, what does Drew even do? Nobody knows. It's like, every time the attention fades, another crisis conveniently pops up.
Guys, you're not realizing what Stephanie's doing. Oh my god, I get it now. They're literally squatters. They're grifting and they're squatters. They're not planning on leaving because they're comfortable right where they're at. My kids are stimming. It's okay. They're squatters. They literally legally have to leave every so often to not like be titled as a squatter. But they're still doing it. They're still squatting there for 9 months. 9 months, you guys. I know. That's the craziest shit. 9 months. I know. Even he's like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, I know. Squatting. Buying all these new appliances because they're getting comfy there. Because that's where they live now. Don't you understand? There's no plans to leave the Mo shelter. That's their home now, you silly nillies. They just want you to keep paying for their weird lifestyle now. They don't want to work properly. They don't want to do anything properly. Don't you get it?
Oh, and don't even get me started on that storage unit drama. She said it got sold, but allegedly she just didn't feel like cleaning it out. Like, girl, with all the time in the world, you couldn't do that one thing. It's just lazy at this point. People are tired of watching her talk about how hard life is while doing absolutely nothing to change it. So, Stephanie Jenkins just dropped this TikTok that had me pausing mid-scroll. Like, wait, what am I even looking at? She's beaming, calling a couple clearance outfits and some basic trims a full-on Girls' Day surprise. But the vibe, oof. It's not joy, it's not bonding, it's straight-up damage control. And the kicker, she only grabbed her daughters. No Dasan, no full family energy, just the girls. Meanwhile, reports say Don was chilling at his mom's that whole weekend. Instead of owning that, she edits it like a Hallmark ad. Once you clock the strain in her voice, the way she oversells every surprise, you can't unsee the panic.
And nobody's gonna stop an opportunity that God put in front of me.
Every single one of those resources, as well as every resource 211 has given us. But unfortunately, just like we were met with months ago when we tried to relocate, every resource that I called is just tapped out.
God continues to let this opportunity that I prayed for my family continue.
No, because I felt like he actually fucking loved us, you know? Thought I was different.
Nobody's gonna close a door that God has open.
It's move out day tomorrow. In case you didn't catch on, we did not find a place, so we will be going to a hotel and getting a storage unit.
Picture it. Wide open Saturday, no school, no practice, zero excuses. Any parent who actually wants time with their kids could have rounded everybody up. But nope. Stephanie hops on camera with this forced pep, like she just booked a spa package. Salon chairs, capes, kids getting trims, then wobbling through Ross and Marshall's like it's Rodeo Drive. I'm sitting there squinting, thinking, honey, the excitement feels rehearsed. She keeps hammering surprise, like we're supposed to clap for it, but it lands like guilt in a gift bag. Here's the thing. Rumor has it Stephanie pulls in 10 to 15 grand a month, yet the kids are still crammed in a motel shelter. Priorities? Messy. She'd rather pay storage for stuff supposedly crawling with rats than lock down a lease.
Stephanie, why are you spending $250 on an air fryer? You had an air fryer that worked perfectly fine. Pookie, you don't have air fryer money. In the caption, Stephanie says, so glad to have this air fryer back. Girl, you've never had that air fryer a day in your life. That thing is brand new. Stephanie, you think we don't know what a brand new appliance looks like? That's brand new. It's spotless. We've seen your kitchen. We've seen your other appliances. Okay? That's brand new. And also, look at you making a mess. Why would you have done that with the potato? You keep buying new kitchen appliances. Why don't you get your kids an apartment? Why don't you give Deshaun back to his mom? Why don't you give the new Ninja air fryer to his mom too? Because she's got a house. Then she could put that in. I bet that would look nice in her house. That's too big for a motel room, Stephanie. You don't need that in a motel room. Like, what are you doing? Are you staying for the holidays in the motel room? Are you doing Thanksgiving in the air fryer? What is happening? What is the plan, girl? Is there no plan?
Allegedly, some of that cash might be tied up in questionable choices. But we're not here to play detective, just connect dots. Point is, haircuts and 2 clearance fits aren't a flex when the girls reportedly started the school year, tugging at 2 tight sleeves and pants that quit months ago. A real salon trip never happened before this filmed treat. Basic grooming shouldn't need a ring light. And the favoritism, girl, it's glaring. Deshaun's been rocking the same beat-up shoes, soles flapping, while the girls get fresh kicks. Halloween? He recycled an old costume. Again, not the crime. Reusing is fine. But the girls always score new. Addie's in glitter cowgirl boots now. Cute, sure, but winter's knocking. Stephanie swears she barely shops because of social anxiety. Yet suddenly she's deep in Ross aisles, narrating every hanger like it's couture. She even brags about scoring toothbrushes on sale, like, ma'am, we're not taking hygiene hacks from you right now.
Claiming that Desiree only got help on her GoFundMe from people of her same color because of the color of their skin and her skin, that's ignorant and that is racist, right off the rip. First. Second of all, I'm a palm-colored person and I donated to both of Desiree's GoFundMes, so your logic fails, you dumb. And if it is about skin tone, wouldn't they be supporting you because you have your multicultural babies that you manifested? they would have the same skin tone. So why aren't those people supporting your kids with the same skin tone? It's almost as if that's not the fucking reason people are supporting Desiree. See, unlike Drew, not every parent is a deadbeat, and Desiree wants to be a part of her son's life.
The word surprise hits different when the bar is underground. To these kids, it's not mommy spoiling us, it's mommy finally did the bare minimum. At first glance, the video looks sweet. Smiles, new pants, fluffy sweaters. But zoom out and it's crumbs. Crumbs in a single motel room where breakfast is whatever fits on a nightstand, and comfy pants are coded for something clean to wear around the shelter. Okay, so let's talk timing. Ever since Deshaun reunited with his mom, Dre, he's been getting actual basics. Fresh clothes, clean cuts, real attention. Stephanie noticed. You can hear the edge in her voice when she admits the girls saw Deshaun get gifts and started asking their own dad, Jeremiah, who's locked up on SA charges, for stuff.
Go figure, a mother wants to be a part of her son's life. Who'da thunk it? To go on Threads and act like a victim. I've been taking care of him. I don't understand why people are so mad at me. Essentially, this child has been kidnapped. Just because you've cared for the kid, that does not make you a good person. Now, if you had called Desiree and set up play dates and let her see her son, then maybe people would have been on your side. But siding with Drew and continuing to enable the alienation of a mother from her son, that's why you don't get support. Not even from the palm-colored people, because even if it was about skin tone, I would rather donate to a mole in my backyard. Like a mole, like a little rodent, like a little animal. It's kind of like you, but it has a home.
Instead of hearing that as a wake-up call, she got jealous. Not inspired, jealous. Then she spins it, blaming Jeremiah for making the girls want things. Girl, they're kids. They see, they want. That's not a plot. Suddenly we're flooded with wholesome clips. Halloween costumes, trick-or-treat smiles, spooky movie nights. Like she's speed-running Mom of the Year. But we remember her snapping when people begged her to schedule checkups. The pivot's too sharp to be organic. Something shifted off camera and she's reacting, not nurturing. Allegedly, that shift has a name. CPS. Word is Stephanie's own mom stepped up and confirmed there's an open case. Real possibility the kids could land with grandma if things don't turn around fast.
I already know Drew's gonna be like, really? $100? Y'all, it's not my fault it's so fucking it makes my stomach turn because, like, I just wanted to go in there and I really wanted to get stuff to do, like, a spooky movie night with my kids. And I just wanted to try to see what I can do at the dollar store because I got the basics of what we fucking just needed. And then $40 for laundry. And it's fucking $100, yo. Like.
And this is what you decided to go spend money on? Claiming that she can now just use this instead of these little rinky-dinky appliances she had, which I guarantee you she's going to be using all of those appliances at one time. Watch. We will see.
So we can cook your entire pizza. Is I'm gonna work since it was further reviewed.
That's the missing puzzle piece. Every look I took them to Great Clips annoyed suddenly smells like evidence, not affection. She's checking boxes. Haircut? Check. Clearance haul? Check. Post smiles? Check. Not because the kids finally matter, but because the system's watching. And the kids? They're surviving, not thriving. Oldest daughter's basically a third parent, babysitting the baby, catching adult arguments, getting yelled at for acting 8. Stephanie once told her straight up to get used to disappointments when she asked for donuts. Donuts! Long pause. Let that sink in. Then there's Deshaun showing up with a black eye, rumor says, from Stephanie. She admits she's not a gentle parent, calls herself a helicopter mom, but uses it to justify control and harshness. Labeling it doesn't erase it. Zoom out further and the housing history guts you. Kids lived with Jeremiah, convicted predator, until CPS forced Stephanie to leave. Brief stop at Grandma's, real bed, structure, safety. Then yanked to Dre's one bedroom. Kids on the floor, Stephanie and Dre in the bedroom. Eviction, motel shelter, months of bags and fluorescent lights. A single room where every fight echoes and comfy pants are the uniform.
Everyone is congratulating Stephanie Jenkins on her new job. But spoiler alert, she didn't get a real job. She was talking about her job as being a mom.
I'm dying to share this exciting news with you. Recently, I started a job back at another memory care facility. It's a smaller in-home care type setting with just 5 residents. Each of these residents has a diagnosis of some kind of memory care type diagnosis.
I get why people were confused because she was comparing it to her old job as an in-home living assistant. And what made this video even more ironic for me personally, I really did just start a new job, which is why I haven't been posting as much as I have been. I'm tagging Stephanie in this because she's posted multiple times in the past like she doesn't know how other moms do it, blah, blah, blah. I actually went to work today and then came home and did double the amount of tasks that you did in that little video. It's now 9 p.m. and I'm making this video. I don't think Stephanie realized how embarrassing this is for her children. Going to school every day, everybody's seeing her videos that she's joking about getting a job. She doesn't care that her kids are living in a motel. If she did, she'd have 3 jobs making sure they were out of there 6 months ago. They have been in this motel for 8 months and nothing has changed. I truly wish I could be one of those people who just looked away, didn't care. It's the kids in the situation that's just breaking my heart. I didn't even need this job, but I truly love what I do as an engineer. Found a great opportunity. Why not make more money for my kids? Then again, my kids have their own rooms, go on vacations, get the shoes that they want, play sports, do private guitar lessons, which are all possible for your kids, Stephanie, if you would just get a real job.
Those raw smiles, real. Kids grab joy wherever it flickers. But a shopping bag doesn't outweigh a set of house keys. Haircuts don't erase instability. Clearance fits don't heal the part where safety only showed up when the system dragged it in. So was this girl's day love or leverage? The kids deserve both, consistent love and actual safety. Right now it feels like a staged counterpunch to Dre doing the bare minimum and CPS breathing down her neck. I'm not saying Stephanie's a monster, I'm saying the performance is loud and the panic's louder. At this point, I don't even know what to say. Like, low-key, it's exhausting watching someone self-sabotage like this, especially when there are kids involved. She's clearly making money, but she'd rather play the victim online and rely on donations. And honestly, that's what's breaking people's hearts, because those kids deserve better. Anyway, that's the tea for today. Let me know what you think down in the comments because, girl, this one is messy. Oh, and before you go, tell me where you're watching from and what time it is right now. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next round of drama. Mwah! See you in the next one.